Welcome to Scrapbook My Life, where I tell you an embarrassing story to save you from making the same embarrassing mistakes I did. One of the biggest differences between elementary school and middle school was that in middle school you couldn't just wear your regular old clothes for PE anymore. You got special PE clothes. At my school, we all got ugly gray t-shirts and somehow even uglier navy blue basketball shorts. And the new ugly PE clothes meant we had to change into them. And that meant we had to be in the locker room. I was not a fan. The whole place was smelly, the floor was like permanently wet for some reason, and it was so small you had to change literally 2 inches away from the girl next to you. And the girl next to me happened to be Lindsay, the most popular but not necessarily nicest girl in school. I always tried to get in and out of my PE clothes as quickly as humanly possible. I didn't want to have to spend even an extra second in that locker room. Then, I'd run out onto the field and look down to make sure all my clothes actually did end up on my body the correct way. They usually did. But one day I noticed that my shorts were inside out. Whatever. And backwards. Also whatever. And then, had a different name on them? The name Lindsay was written on the tag in Sharpie. I must have accidentally grabbed her shorts while I was trying to change so fast. Just then, Lindsay came out onto the field, still in her jeans. "I can't participate. Someone took my shorts," Lindsay announced to the coach and to the whole class. Lindsay tried to get out of PE all the time, and this time, the coach was not having it. I knew what I had to do. "Lindsay, I accidentally took your shorts. I'm sorry." She couldn't be mad at me for getting her out of trouble, right? Wrong. "What, are you, like, obsessed with me?" Lindsay shouted. Everyone in the class laughed. Not exactly the response I'd been hoping for. I tried to brush it off, but at lunch, I heard people whispering about how obsessed I was with Lindsay. And in the hallway, I heard it too. It was everywhere. This had become a full-on rumor. I started getting quieter and quieter, trying not to give anyone any opportunity to bring up me being obsessed with Lindsay. After a few days of this, I was in art class with my friend Becky, trying not to attract any attention as usual, but I did need scissors. I very quietly leaned over and asked Becky if I could borrow hers. Then, from all the way across the table, I heard, "Don't you want these scissors instead? Lindsay touched them last period." That was it. I couldn't take this anymore. No matter how small and almost totally invisible I made myself, this rumor would not go away. It became very clear that I had to try a different approach. After school, I walked up to Lindsay in the carpool loop. Lindsay immediately pointed me out to all of her friends and said, "See, I told you she was obsessed with me." I took a deep breath and said, "Lindsay, I'm not obsessed with you. I just made a mistake. I wasn't trying to take your shorts. I never wanted to create a problem. Have you never made a mistake before?" Lindsay's friends all stared at her, stunned. Lindsay stared at me, stunned. Her mom pulled up in the carpool lane, and she got in the car without saying anything to me at all. The next day, everything was back to normal. No more rumors. It was the same the day after that, and the day after that. Later that week, I saw Lindsay in the locker room again. Even though the floor was just as wet as always, I didn't try to get out of there as fast as possible that day. I went up and talked to Lindsay. "Hey, I don't know what you did, but thanks for stopping the rumors," I said. Lindsay said that I was right. She had made mistakes before. In fact, she'd made a mistake telling everyone I was so obsessed with her. "So, are we even?" she asked. We were. Most of the time, the answer to conflict isn't to make yourself small enough to avoid it, but to face it head on and try to find a solution. Except for when it comes to smelly locker rooms. There really is no solution to that one.